We're here today to show that when this city is confronted with acts of violence and hate, that we're not consumed by them, but compelled to rally together to overcome them. Not only did members of our community in Philadelphia and across the state rally against these attacks, but support for the victims has poured in from all over the country. The truth is, despite the national outcry in response to the attack that took place 2 weeks ago, too many crimes similar to this go unnoticed by the general public. We have lost too many members of our LGBT communities to senseless acts of hate and violence. Despite the passage of federal legislation in the Matthew Shepard Act to address anti-LGBT violence, the number of hate crimes in the United States is not decreasing, due in large part to inaction by states. Our state has a moral responsibility to address hate crimes, and we remain complicit if we fail to pass hate crimes legislation that protects those of us that are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or even perceived to be. Most importantly, we need to remember that LGBT people of color, transgender people, and transgender people of color are disproportionately and dramatically impacted by the lack of this legislation. We need to address the immediate concerns of today, and we also need to think about how we educate our children, our colleagues, and our families about those of us who are LGBT. Our laws are a reflection of our morals and our values. When we fail to protect kids at school and allow bullies to get away with violence against their fellow students, how can we expect this will change when those bullies become adults? When we fail to mandate that workplaces don't openly discriminate against LGBT workers, how do we expect adults to behave any better? This, unfortunately, is exactly what happens when we fail to protect those most vulnerable to discrimination. The more we ignore the issue and assume that things have gotten better, the more we are shocked that incidents like this attack still occur. Hatred, bigotry, and violence have no place in the city of Philadelphia or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Much of what you will hear today will reiterate why our state needs legislation to protect LGBT Pennsylvanians, whether they're riding a school bus, putting up a framed picture of their loved one at work, or going to get a slice of pizza on the weekend. For many of us, these stories are far too common, but today we have a microphone and a platform to address this bias and the hate crimes that continue to occur in our community. Thank you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please listen intently.